This is AT&T 360 Aviation, Travel, and Tourism Report Radio. And with me is Valerie of Africa.
Good evening.
Yes, and I'm also introducing the man himself, the big fish, the fabulous one, the numero uno, the man himself, our boss, Bossy Hayes.
Well, the same man with the golden voice, I've won the times over. Stop spreading me like I'm bigger than this. You know, nice to see you guys. Nice to come back on, on this platform on AT&T 360 Radio. Well, like you said, I'm the big one and the most fabulous one around here, and here with me, just on my side, is one of Africa's biggest, in terms of ideas, in terms of selling, the continent of Africa. Last time I saw her, well, let me keep that, let me keep that. Last time I saw her, yes, she had a royal title, let me, for reasons best known to me, let's get stuck to the Valerie of Africa on this particular platform.
Thank you.
So you're welcome to the platform.
You're welcome, madam.
Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, good to see you. So I keep on hearing this number 165 days. So tell me, what's it all about?
Wow, your spirit must all be in a very big celebration mood today for you to be hearing 165, 165, 165. Of course, the project, it's 165 days across Africa. Yeah, you heard me right. We're going on an adventure, a beautiful adventure across Africa for 165 days across Africa. Talking about 165 days across Africa, it's about showcasing the beauty of Africa, showcasing the beautiful aspect of Africa, capturing those beautiful moments where you see your fellow African in style, in posh, in different communities with the different food, their different dance, their different cultures, the different places of interest.
Valerie, in a nutshell, 165 days across Africa is the whole 6 months,
Yes.
Riding, flying, rolling,
Swimming.
hiking, across the continent of Africa. I know you guys will be wondering 165 days across Africa. Well, are we unleashing or unveiling pretty soon? Like she was saying before I took it off, she was almost going to break
the ice.
break the ice. So I had to stop her. So you guys keep watching, keep following us, and you get to know what 165 days across Africa, we'll be doing with AT&T 360, and knowing fully well, we're trying to reverberate the echoes of motherland Africa, from AT&T 360 platform, and 165 days is coming on board, and how do we want to sell this African continent? If this combination comes up and then we begin to talk about Africa, do you think we'll be able to manage the traffic, from Asia, from Europe, and all across the world into Africa?
That's the beautiful thing about the 165 days across Africa. We want to be able to use the project to sell out Africa to the world. Personally, it's a project that that has come to stay, that has come to show the beautiful aspects, not just the gory sides of Africa. The 165 days is going to be showcasing a whole lot. It's a travel, tourism, reality TV, documentary, project that's going to take you through all aspects of what Africa is like. The children in Africa, the religious aspect of Africa, the cultural aspect of Africa, our beautiful food, the best part of Africa.
Yeah,
say that
you know,
again.
no, the African cuisine, and the man with the golden voice, I definitely know your taste buds are beginning to,
Yeah, he looks like someone that
because
likes
I
African
miss
food.
I definitely.
Mouth watering. Just
I
can't
definitely
wait.
know.
Seriously,
I definitely know
I
that
just
this
can't
guy
wait.
loves food.
Seriously,
You
I'm a
understand?
foodie,
The project is not started already, salivating
Oh my
already.
God, I can't
You
wait.
know, he's beginning to think about the meals, and trying to, jump from one country, to the other, and try imagining combining, Ghanaian dishes, and
Talking
Nigerian.
about
Yeah.
Ghanaian dishes, I remember my brief visit to Ghana once. I had this fish. It was like fish pepper soup porridge kind of. It had a very beautiful pepper, not really pepper. Just it has this
Spicy.
spicy
Oh my
taste and
Yeah,
all
that's
that.
it.
Even in Abidjan, there was this potato mash. I
Oh,
can't remember the name.
you've been to Abidjan before?
Yeah, I've been to Abidjan.
Wow,
Traveled across Africa
yeah,
actually.
that's
You
actually
know.
someone was talking about the elephant. Just I think
Yeah, the elephant talks.
there's something unique about the elephant and the Ivorians.
Yes.
And I think they have a national thing called the elephants of Africa or something.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I've actually visited the Abidjan Zoo. It's called the Zoo Abidjan, and they have this elephant, very friendly elephant, and he listens. His name is Corn. Corn. He was born in 1992 during one of the African games and all that. When
1992.
yeah. So Corn can play with you. He plays with people. He's used to people. He'd raise one leg up. He would allow you to touch his
elephant?
stalks. An elephant.
Wow,
His name is
that's-
Karen, and I had fun, at the zoo Abidjan. They have, wildlife, so these are the aspects of Africa we want to show to the world. We go to different countries, Kenya, Zanzibar, in Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda. These are part of beautiful African countries I love, of course. Nigeria has very beautiful components too of
I was expecting
tourism.
that.
You know, you have a beautiful tourism experience, tourism travel experience, and and all that. And the beautiful part of 165 days across Africa is going to be a documentary that the younger generations, incoming from year to year, they could sit down, just click on the Google button and watch what Africa was like 10 years from,
Okay.
days
Yeah.
and
Do
all
you
that.
think 165 days is enough to cover the whole African continent?
Well,
We're talking about 54 countries, sir.
The theme.
54 countries.
Valerie,
Okay.
let me throw a bit of light into that. From the beginning of time to end of time, it's not enough to go through the borders of Africa. We had an experience last year. We chose to cross, the borders of West Africa. Taking on the Anglophone and the Francophone neighbors within, the Nigeria, territory. That's crossing from Lagos all the way to Benin Republic, through Igolo international border, and went all the way to Ilakoji all the way to Aflao. And if we had our way, we probably would have spent 2-3 weeks, everywhere, every country or every city. Now, you can't, even in Nigeria, in the entire, geographical zone of Nigeria, you can't get it all. When you leave today, by the next time you come in, there's something totally different that has actually, happened. Maybe new structures, maybe newfound, tourist, places, new discovered sites. You understand? So Africa is the cradle of civilization, and till date we've not still discovered the entire continent of Africa. So 165 days is not enough. It's just a showcase of what we expect it to look like. Am I in order?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
going to be
so-
yearly. It's a yearly.
Yes, I was about asking that question. Is it
it's a
just a
yearly
flash
thing.
in a pan, or it's going to be a
Continuous.
frequent thing? Yes, Consistency.
It's going 165 days across Africa. It's going to be a yearly event. Like we're kickstarting it in Lagos State. I will believe that charity begins from home. You will start showcasing where we are, which is Lagos State. So we're going to be doing the Around Lagos tour. So we're going to be taking you to see different places around Lagos State. From here, we move to other states and showcase Nigeria, of course, our beautiful nation. Then before we go on to other countries, yes. So just sit tight, relax, and enjoy yourself while we take you through the 165 days across Africa. I like to do a little song for Africa.
What?
Africa, my motherland. Africa, I call my home.
I think I should rap.
Africa,
You know what?
my
What do you
fatherland. Africa, I love my home.
That's lovely. Well, she's owning Africa as a motherland, and
My fatherland also.
okay.
For me, Africa and my papa land.
Well, for me, and for those that care to listen, Africa is the motherland, where the birth of civilization started from. And whether it's the fatherland or the motherland, the land belongs to God, and God, created the world, from Africa.
Okay.
And if you don't believe it, don't worry. When the 165 days starts, we'll tell you where the cradle, is the point of civilization. And if you care to listen, the Garden of Eden is somewhere around the continent of Africa.
And of course, I like to
Boss,
say,
are you sure? Show us
and to that,
the
I like
proof.
to say, if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it,
Forget
just
about
keep waiting. No, don't forget about it.
Please
Keep waiting.
show us the proof, boss.
Keep
Say,
watching.
Garden of Eden.
Yeah,
in
from
Africa.
investigation,
Of
investigation from well, I wouldn't want to say from archaeological search. I'm telling you with full authority. I'm not beating my chest. I'm not banging my head. But the Garden of Eden is actually somewhere around Africa.
I want to believe so because in one of my visits to Egypt, I'm entering Egypt. I feel there's something spiritual about that place. We entered the pyramid. It's a very big place, and just so much. I had this feeling, about the place, and we had a lot of pictures and all that. Could you believe I couldn't find any of the pictures of my friend? I snapped some. Is it called the grave sites and the
That's
mummies?
African magic.
Did you see the pharaohs?
Oh, well, we didn't
One-on-one.
get to
The
that part.
mummies,
The
you know.
mummy.
We didn't get to that part. Yeah, we saw some that were embalmed or
And
something
not
like
wrong.
that.
No,
Why?
but
It's
but
a
take-
beautiful tourism site.
But take note of something, no,
Okay.
Valerie. I want you to do a repetition of that statement. Just now. You said, in that, in where I come from, there's that Evian, in Benin. Something there's like that Evian.
But
I tell you.
but the beautiful aspect of Egypt. You need to see the fruits. They have rich fruits. Like the apple size you see here, it's not the same apple size you have in Egypt. I mean, there's something very beautiful about.
You see, when I was
Egypt.
telling you where civilization started, the Garden of Eden.
Then when you talk
see
about-
something about apples, wasn't it? No, that's
Excuse me,
apples.
sir. Why you trying to say?
So the apple,
apples, the
Eve
bananas.
gave Adam a replica of it. I'm very sure it's somewhere around
Oh,
there.
God, don't start again. Oh. My people, my
No,
people.
believe me.
They also have perfumes there.
Okay.
Original perfumes from
oatmeal.
plants. They make it
Okay.
just there. You pick out the plant you want, and they make it for you, and this perfume stays on you. In fact, there's a tour to go to Egypt sometime on April 16th to I think it's a 1-week tour, organized by Airport College of Airport Travels. I think I would like to go back to Egypt again to actually finish up what I started some years back when I went there, because I want to know what is about Egypt, that it's beautiful.
Please, is there
Well,
any space? I would like
I
to
could
follow
carry
you.
you my
Yeah, I
bag.
beg, I beg, I beg.
Seriously speaking, knowing the fact that this platform is an African-centric, platform, it's travel-centric, and the motive behind the platform is to sell, Africa to bigger or the larger world, more positive, positive light,
Yes.
and I don't see the reason why you want to believe there's an Egypt and there's a Pharaoh, in Africa, and you don't want to believe that civilization and the Garden of Eden is in Africa. The narrative needs to not to change from our own story. You understand? Well, I'm not saying there's anything negative about about Pharaoh, but finally Pharaoh had to let the people go. They went, but the truth is that the people migrated from somewhere, before then. So like I said earlier, you know, the Garden of Eden is,
Here we go again.
It would
Here we go.
also
it will
interest
surprise
you to
We'll
know that
bring it on this platform.
No, I know. Before you
that
now
in
tell
a,
us so many things that
there's also a very beautiful country, Ethiopia. Ethiopia, it's a
yes,
beautiful country,
that's a country I would love to visit.
and it will interest you to know that right now Ethiopia are in 2018. Their dates
It's totally
different. Their time
it's
is
different.
different
You do mean it.
from what we see. I hope you know some history about Ethiopia. Have you heard of
Yes,
Queen
yes.
Sheba,
Yes.
the beautiful,
Sheba.
gorgeous
That
queen?
went to see King
King
Solomon.
King Solomon.
Yes.
And they had a child together, allegedly.
Okay, so
Allegedly.
you see,
What's the name?
when
What's the name of the child?
when we tell you on this platform,
Melelek, yes.
Memelek, okay.
Yes, and he
When-
remains
when we
in
tell you on
history
this
of Ethiopia is a
platform-
great king.
when we tell you on this platform that you get to listen to so many details about, tourism, about travels, detailed information that you get on this platform, you don't doubt that. She just, yeah, you probably know something about it, but might not have taken it that serious. And I'm very sure there's a nation called Seychelles.
Oh, beautiful Seychelles. I can't wait to go
So
there.
if I tell you that the Garden of Eden is in Africa, don't doubt me. If you've been or you've read or seen clips of what that nation is, God created a beautiful land.
Beautiful.
You understand?
Beautiful.
Land.
And just to add to what he has said, of course,
The
what
fabulous
the
one.
the fabulous one, the big fish. Just to add to what he said, that brings to mind that in the, should I call it curriculum or the work plan of the 165 days, it's also going to be an educative program where we are coming up with the African quiz. So, Mr. Arif Kefe, people like you, I'm going to put you on a hot seat, and you're going to tell me about an African country,
See, it's
what
funny
you
with
love
this
about that country, why you love the country, how do the women dress in that country, how do the men dress in that country, the kind of food they eat, the kind of culture they have. So, Mr. Arif Kefe, you'll be my first guest on African quiz. So, what's your best African country?
Let me see.
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Charity begins at home.
Yeah, Nigeria.
Oh, Nigeria. So, what's the good thing you love about your country, Nigeria?
The food, the varieties of food.
And the
So,
women.
can you name 3 food?
Yes, afang soup,
Oh, my best.
banga.
Oh, we
Soup.
starch.
And then,
From the people of Delta State.
Exactly. Then there's this Benin soup. They call it black soup.
Ogbono.
No, there's a special Benin
Yeah,
soup.
there's a-
Oh, yeah, made with
Black
scent
soup.
leaf or
Yeah, scent
something.
leaves and all
Wow.
that, so, yes,
You get it, you
Those
get
are
it,
me, I
you
like
get it.
food well,
Okay.
well.
Everybody, a round of applause for Mr. Rikefe.
Thank
All right, the
you,
big
thank you.
fish. Your question is next for the African quiz under the 165 days across Africa. Are you on hot seat or a cold seat?
Warm seat.
Okay. So, what's your best African country?
I just told you just now. Charity begins at
Oh.
home. I can't love your mother than I love my mother.
Oh, both of you love
So,
Nigeria.
I
Oh,
love
my.
Nigeria, but I have a preference. I have a preference for other, neighboring African countries. But home is still home for me.
Okay, so what's your best food in Nigeria?
Well, I'm
Name
not
five.
I'm not a food person. I'm not a food person. My mood determines what I want to eat.
Okay.
You understand? I do I have a strong preference for vegetables. Vegetables. Take it from the soups to salads and stuff like that. So I
Are you
just
talking of African salad made with
a
the
combination of continental salad, African salad, ugba, abacha,
Ah, that one
and
now.
stuff.
African
the
salad
African
now.
salad
Yeah,
now?
Yeah,
exactly.
that's and even if yeah. You see, we should stop. We should stop westernizing that salad you're talking about because, and I keep telling you, the cradle of civilization started here. The first plant
Here we go again.
was on the soil of Africa. So the cabbages, the lettuce, the cucumbers, and every other thing that you feel that Western are actually African. Take it from me. You understand? So if you cream it up in white creams, well, I know I can prepare a darker cream that makes it a lot tastier.
You
So
make
for
me to remember when you said that ugba. You make me to remember the isiewu, unkwabi,
Yeah. Nkwobi.
ofe owere,
office salad.
ofe onsala.
Yes,
Oh
of
my
course,
God,
oh, man. So
you get it right.
Man, I get it.
Nigeria
Yes,
is one
Okay,
beautiful
so and
place
you see,
that has beautiful food.
across the continent of Africa,
Okay.
you said you've once stayed in Abidjan, and I think I watched something on, you know, some few bloggers traveling to Abidjan, and they went eat in one of these local restaurants. They had fufu, no, they had eba and egusi soup, and there's this uniform soup across Africa that I've noticed, and it's probably egusi soup and gari. Yeah, you see it in Abidjan, you see it in Benin Republic, you see it in Togo,
The,
you see it in Ghana.
the truth
You
of the matter
understand?
is, Nigerians are everywhere. In Abidjan, there's a place you see from the beginning to the end. You see Nigerians everywhere. They have restaurants everywhere. So in Abidjan, I felt at home because I was always anytime
Home
I
away
wanted,
from home.
yeah, anytime I wanted Nigerian food, I always had it. The hotel I stayed what's the name again? Beautiful hotel. They really took care of us, especially during the AFCON. You know, there was a whole lot of fun there, and we were always having good food.
AFCON. Who were you supporting? Nigeria?
Of
Or?
course, now I was a delegate.
Okay,
Yeah, I was
so
a delegate at the
okay,
AFCON. Stayed in Abidjan for almost 3 months. Yeah.
So if she's telling you she's the Valerie of Africa, I definitely I
support.
definitely understand the reason
Total
why she chose
support.
to be the Valerie of Africa,
Yeah.
and she's been across, yeah, a few African countries. She has the African look, and I could imagine, or I could recall rather, my first sight, seeing her. I just imagine I saw. I could bet my entire. I wouldn't
Yeah,
want to say
entire
my
money.
All your money. All your money in the bank.
that she's probably not
Money in the bank.
probably not Nigerian.
Yes, I
And-
thought
And
so.
you kept
Yeah.
guessing.
And if she was to be Nigerian, maybe probably from the Lantang, Adamawa region,
No, just
okay.
let's.
Yes.
but I definitely that was one gamble I would have gotten wrong. On 1,000 times I wouldn't have gotten she's actually from the Niger Delta area. And
All right, let me quickly tell you a story about how the name came about, the Valerie of Africa.
I was going to ask you that, because I was expecting you to give me the Shango of Africa,
Okay.
the Oshumagba one of Africa.
Exactly.
Okay,
because
let me give you a brief story. Okay, I come from a home where my parents love to travel. My dad often traveled around the world to France to a military officer. He went to different countries to learn the music. He was in the school of music in the army, and most times when he travels, it was like a competition for my mom and my dad. Once my dad travels, he says going to France. My mom would pick up and say, "Oh, I'm going to Kenya." So we had this we call it competition anyway. I was quite little then. At age 2, 3, My mom took us on a trip. I remember that trip, although I was quite little, but sometimes it comes to me. It was I think Uganda or Kenya, one of these African countries. I remember seeing, very black women looking very beautiful and all that. And I think we went there like twice when I was like 4 and when I was like 10 or 9 years old. And this African thing came upon me because I had a Ghanaian teacher here in Nigeria in my early days, and his name was Mr. Yankee. Mr. Yankee taught me so many things in life. He would pause in the classroom and tell you that, do you know you all are going to be future leaders? Do you know you all? He was always talking about Ghana. And Mr. Yankee had this style of wearing Ghana kente clothes.
It's a natural
he was a very
thing with, the natural thing with the Ghanaians. They
always depicts, who they are. And when he comes into the class, the first thing he says to everybody, he tells you, Ghana people love you. So, that's just...
I don't want to agree with that.
No, you would always say that because, no.
Mr. Yankee probably was a different, Ghanaian, and they must have seen the hospitality, in Nigeria. Yes. So he tried to... If I give you my experience in Ghana, I said this on the platform before, if African countries and the Francophone countries could be hostile, I would understand, probably because of...
I'm talking about years back, there was this hostility and this hatred wasn't there. In those days, we loved each other. We loved our neighbors. We loved the Togolese. We loved the Ghanaians that were living among them. We had a Togolese house help, and I saw Hadija more like a sister because she would always sing. She taught me the Togo anthem. They are the Massitians, Togo vous plaît. They are the Massitians, Togo vous plaît. She would teach you so many Togolese language. Mr. Yankee will always tell you, Ghana loves you. That's what he says when he comes into the classroom. So I grew up with this knowledge that, Ghana loves you. And on my 9th birthday or my 10th birthday, my mom asked me what I was going to wear. Every little girl at that age would want a Cinderella gown, a ball gown. But I said, Mommy, I want to wear Ghana kente. And she and her friends looked at me. I was like, where is that coming from? I was like, Mr. Yankee used to wear Ghana kente to school. And, at that time, it taught me that I really wanted to be African. So my mom just jokingly said, Valerie of Africa. So that's how the name, just talk to me. And I really wore Ghana kente for my 10th birthday. And it was nice. So, Mr. Yankee, if you are listening to this, wherever in the world you are, I'm looking for you, and I'm coming to Ghana soon to look for my nursery school teacher, Mr. Yankee. I don't know where he's from, but I know I'm going to find Mr. Yankee one day.
For what you said about what Mr. Yankee had done, to bring you this far, trying to, make you imbibe the African, he laid the foundation for you to imbibe a positive, African story, and we can definitely feel that impact of, that Ghana loves you thing. I pray it radiates, across the continent.
The continent.
Yes. Because one of the challenges we have in Africa is there's a strong, I always put it across. There's a strong dislike for the Nigerian brand. There's a deep love and likeness for the Nigerian brand, but the outward display is always very, very, very negative and hostile. I can wholeheartedly tell you that. I had my experience traveling across borders, and what authorities from immigration to customs and police, guys would say, but we understand the African unity, whether they like it or not, must come to stay. The more reason why projects like ours and the 165
days across Africa
has to go on. And it's not just a Nigerian dream or Nigerian thing to unite Africa. We'll definitely get collaborations from other African countries, from Kigali to Kinshasa to Lomé, from Lomé to South Lomé.
Though we're looking at West African countries first.
Yeah,
We're looking at a tour around West African countries. Then from there we go to the East Africa. Then we go to North Africa, and of course South Africa.
I actually want to say something. You're talking about the culture and all that. Are we also going to talk about know more about the heroes of each
Yes,
countries?
the past heroes of the
Yeah,
countries.
heroes like the late Abami Ada of Nigeria, Fela himself.
Well,
He was actually a hero. He was actually a hero.
Baba,
Okay,
Fela himself.
when you did
that was a
mention,
great musical icon.
yeah, when you did mention
I
Heroes of
celebrate
Africa,
him.
I wasn't expecting you to say, the late Abameda of Africa, Omoyaje himself, Augustine. That's what we call him. He's got so much names. Depends on whom you're speaking with or who you're talking to.
Okay.
You could call him Augustine, Omoyaje. You understand? And the man has got death in his pouch, and Nikulapo.
Oh, his name was Augustine.
Yeah, well, not Augustine has been Christian. Augustine has his the looks of his head.
That's not my.
Yeah. So I tell you, I have very good experience.
I would have betted my life I've never heard him being called
Yeah, that's why I
Augustine.
said that depends on who you're talking to.
I always know him as
And so-
Fela Anikulapo Kuti,
Yeah.
who was a great music icon,
Yes.
well celebrated amongst Africans and, and all that.
Yeah.
We have beautiful musicians.
The Fela Nikulapo Kuti you're talking about, that is actually Fela Ransom Kuti.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so there was a transformation, and the ransom was deleted from the list of names. You understand? So because he said the colonization of Africa should not radiate around him.
Okay.
He wanted a true African,
name.
name. And he felt Ransom Kuti. Ransom was a name given to, his parents. His parents actually adopted the name Ransom based on the fact
From
that
the whites.
by their colonial masters. That's why he changed his own name. When every other family members were still bearing Olukoye Ransom Kuti, Beko Ransom Kuti, and Omoyaje himself, Augustine, changed his name, to Fela Anikulapo Kuti. And he was once asked by a British, interviewer asked him, said, "What's the Anikulapo Kuti?" And he said, "The guy that's got what?
That's
Death.
in his pocket.
In his pouch." So Onikulapo, it's more African.
That's a Yoruba word.
Yeah, that's a Yoruba word, a Yoruba meaning for that man that controls. And then like you said, talk about top big heroes. I wasn't expecting you to come with and the Clark Botin. I was expecting you to probably mention Kwame Nkrumah, Zik of Africa,
Nelson Mandela.
Dr. Nelson Mandela,
Awolowo.
Thomas Sankara.
Tafa Balewa Square. Tafa Balewa.
Shaka the Zulu,
Shaka Dizuli.
So
Kunta Kinte.
Queen Sheba.
and Jomo Kenyatta.
Yes.
And the
Who is
Sankara.
Kunta Kinte?
Kunta Kinte. Kunta Kinte
Roots.
Yes.
It's in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I think it's a
Real life event. Yes.
it's a Zulu
Slave
name.
trade.
Yeah,
Yeah, talking about Africa, what comes to mind? It's what Africans went through during the slave trade era. Like on my trip to Badagry in Lagos State in Nigeria, where I was opportunity to visit the slave ports. I became so emotional. Seeing the chains that was used to hold people on their hands, even I think the padlocks on people's mouths, and I became so emotional.
Yeah,
I started crying.
that's why when he did mention Fela, Fela Nikulapo Kuti, I just laughed inside me. And then Fela has a popular song that says they came with ships and guns, they came with ships and guns, and carried us away across, Atlantic Ocean.
Across the water.
And, today, we want to go back across the water and meet our ancestors. They've refused to give us visas.
Do you know what happened? In Badagry, they have a place, excuse me, they call it the point of no return.
Yeah, there's a point of
They
return
keep
now.
the slaves there.
Even in
They
Ghana,
take them.
they have a place like that.
They take them across the water. Then they make them dream for a well. The well
Make them,
makes
make
them
them
to
lose
their memory.
memories and never remember.
The well is still there, but I don't know if there's water inside.
Who is going to taste the water?
No,
So I'm sure, there was a whole lot of history. Maybe Mr. Rifike, I'll take you to Badagry to go see the slave
we'll
pots.
do our first
Yes.
exploration. So you guys watch out. We'll do our first
We're
exploration.
visiting Badagry on 17th.
But okay, you guys are going on seven. Because
Yes.
I was going to say,
And
for
so-
those that want to be a part of the trip, it's going to be on the platform of AT&T 360, welfare, transportation, and sightseeing around.
Yes, around Badagry.
On our platform. So if you want to be a part of it, follow us.
AT&T 360, follow.
TV on our YouTube platform, Facebook, Twitter, X.
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 Gen Z.
So, you get to get these details and just click the button, drop a comment,
comment.
then you'll be a part of this
Once-
trip.
Once it's 5 days across Africa, it's going to be very interesting. So just keep following and just keep reaching us out on the AT&T 360. And of course, drop your comments if you want to be a part of the team. You want to be a part of the tours, the adventure. It's going to be a beautiful adventure going across Africa, going across various places. Of course, drop your comments and of course, we'll follow you right back. And of course, get all your questions answered.
In Valerie of Africa,
Yes, please.
in another couple of weeks or a couple of months now, you should be talking about full-blown collaboration. Because that's a key. That's a key word now. You see mega corporations, mega companies
Collaboration.
doing collaboration. And I could remember my last trip, to Algiers. One of the major things on the Kindness platform was about collaborations with other
Establishments.
other African countries, other creative minds. You understand? It's outdated when you just get to see musicians doing their thing. When you just see movie stars doing their things alone. So there's a fusion of diverse creative minds coming together and collaborating just to build a better platform, more entertaining platform for the people. So pretty soon, I'm very sure we'll be putting pen and paper together.
Of course, it's going to be a beautiful collaboration
between AT&T 360
and 165 days
Big-
across
big
Africa.
collabo.
Yeah. So maybe in the areas of I know Valerie of Africa will be smiling probably if I say this, but maybe in the areas of financing, are we?
A collaboration in everywhere. It's an all-round collaboration.
Yeah, so-
And of course, the people can still, as they follow NTNT 360 days on X, they can also follow the 165 days across Africa on Instagram. They can follow us on Instagram.
So
165
there's
days
so
across
much
Africa.
there's so much to do together. There's so much to bring to
Of
limelight.
course.
There's so much. How many countries you have in Africa? 54 countries.
54.
You-
54 or 53.
You see,
54.
touring Africa, the 54 countries, I'm very sure we will see similarities in the dressing. We see the
Even in the
similarities-
languages.
yeah, you see similarities in languages. We see similarities in the food, and above all, you see similarities in the women. No,
Excuse me?
no, serious. No, you understand? Africa, like I would always say, is the cradle of civilization, and where
The similarities will be in the outward beauty of the women.
there's
Thank
a
you, sir.
beauty that radiates across the African continent. You understand? That's why everybody's relocated to Africa. An average European
Oh, that's
Westerner
right.
wants, an
African
African
lady.
and an average European woman wants an African man.
Yeah.
There's something.
Nigeria
Round of applause for the
most
African
especially.
women.
There's something in the roots of Africa has made Africa the bride of the world.
The world.
Yes.
That's just it.
All right,
So
talking about the African beauty, talking about African culture, the food, the people, everything, the religion and everything. Of course, we're going to be seeing more and more and more of everything with, of course, with AT&T 360 radio. Just keep, watching and listening to it. And of course, we're going to tell you a whole lot about the 165 days across Africa. Just stay tuned and keep listening. And from the Valerie of Africa, I love Africa. I'm Africa. I breathe Africa. I feel Africa. And I look Africa.
So she's African.
And I'm Africa.
So what about you, boss? You love Africa? You're a big African?
well, like I would always say, I'm the fabulous one, and everything about Africa is what I love, from the women to the food.
More emphasis on the women,
I don't
African women.
For,
I don't get it.
for my, you know what I'm saying. If I'm fabulous, I'm the fabulous one.
Okay.
And,
We feel you, bro.
I need the African women.
We
around
feel
me.
you, bro. We feel you,
Yeah,
bro.
you need to go to Rwanda.
We
They
see
have
you,
lovely
bro.
ladies over there.
In Rwanda.
Yeah, Rwanda.
Then I think I should go to Ethiopia first.
Whoa!
Then
Talking
from
about
there, I go
Kenya.
to Egypt and I go to Kenya. You see what I was talking about, the African beauty?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Now
in
we
the land of
understand.
Africa,
Yes.
so it's been nice, Valerie of Africa.
Thank you so much.
We're looking forward to having you more often.
Of
Yes.
course.
Ricky,
Yes.
At your service.
you probably enjoyed that conversation.
Seriously, I did, and I'm wild, and I'm actually anticipating, earnestly waiting for the 165 days project.
And Valerie, it's nice having you. I hardly come on this platform, but anytime there's a big masquerade coming out, there's something nice. That's the more reason why the masquerade had to wear his regalia.
Of course, you
to
love
join.
women.
Yeah, and I love
African
good things.
women.
And the good thing is, I know Ricky. Like I often call him. I don't want to say if he's got anything good in around him, but I know
Ricky sure loves African women too.
I'm no. The most important thing is that he's had the best time on this platform tonight.
Oh, Ricky.
Having one of Africa's biggest upcoming brand, Valerie of Africa.
Whoa.
I need to get your autograph.
And you need to snap a lot
Sending
picture
it
of
now
that
to you.
because pretty soon, I don't know
She
how
go blue.
I don't know how much you can run, but once she gets to Kenya and Tanzania, she's on the mountains.
I feel at home there.
Yes, you don't mix. You
Because
don't lost.
looking at her, she looks. I don't know. I'm very sure on the trip, and I hope you on the trip, and you see the welcome she's going to receive in Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya. She looks like one of them.
I'm African.
So I hope nobody comes to say, "Oh, my lost data,
Yeah.
my lost
My
data,
data is back."
My data is back. to Africa."
Funny enough, I got a good mother in Kenya.
Okay.
She has a very good mother. She's my very, very good mother. That is, I call her Mommy Lemuya. So she's my very good mother. Mommy Lemuya, if you're watching this, it's your daughter Valerie of Africa from Nigeria.
And these are our friends too as well. Mother.
It's going to end up looking very, very, very beautiful.
I also have a mother in Ghana. Mommy Prosperous, if you're watching this, is the Valerie of Africa.
Okay.
In fact, I got a mother in all countries. I got Mommy Nahui in Abidjan. Mommy Nahui, I know you'll be watching this. So know that your daughter Valerie of Africa is here. So I've got 3 countries now.
Do you have a mother in Cameroon?
I have a mother in Cameroon, Dr. Helga. Dr. Helga, I know you're watching.
Do you have a mother in Kenya?
Of course, I have Mami Lemuya in Kenya. I have the safari head in Zanzibar. She's also my mommy.
So it's a pity for you guys that just got one mommy.
Exactly.
You know, she's just a representative of the African nation.
Exactly.
You know, every.
I got one big mommy too, but she's right now in UK, but she's a Ghanaian. She's Barbara Yako. Barbara Yako is she's the Mass Africa band leader for the Notting Hill Carnival. So Barbara Yako, if you're watching this, it's all the love from Nigeria to
she's
you.
just taking us. She's just taking my mind off the
And of
African
course,
performer.
I have a very big mommy too. She's a Nigerian, but based in the UK. She is Pastor Mrs. Lillian Ekanem. If you want the prayers and all that, she's there. Mommy Lillian.
I'm an African man. I know. I rather go to the Obatalas and the Shongo. You know,
If it works for you, fine.
you know.
But even the Obaland, all that,
Proudly.
we all believe in one God, but everybody
It
goes
to-
through
it
different
need to
means
marry.
go there.
Ashedai, the creator of heaven and earth. You know, the story about about civilization started in Ile-Ife. You understand? So
All right, we're going to be talking about
There
that
you
in
go again,
another
there you go.
segment.
You said Leaf and you said Guardian of Eden started somewhere else.
Africans will always come up with their stories, folk tales, and this stuff. So, guys, it's nice. It's been nice, having our own super guest today.
Yes.
Ricky, take it out, baby.
Okay, to all our viewers and listeners, I believe you had a very swell time. Now you know when you hear 165 days project
Across Africa.
across Africa, you know a little bit, a glimpse. So we are earnestly waiting for that to start up, and I know that you'll be there as well. So keep watching AT&T 360 Aviation's Travels and Tourism Report. I'm still your host, Ricky Fonofe, aka MGV, the man with the golden voice. And
And the Valerie of Africa is right here. The African princess, the lion queen, of course. The Valerie of Africa has mothers in all your country. I forgot to mention Zimbabwe.
all right. So let's.
It's all the love from Valerie of Africa, of course. It's been beautiful being here, Mr. Ricky Faye, and of course the big fish
Yes.
sitting right beside here,
Boss
the big
say
fish.
something.
I feel so safe.
Africa. Well, Africa's for us, and it's by us.
That's the word. He just said Africa first.
Us and it's by us,
is
and
by
of course.
So we'll keep pushing.
We're all responsible for.
All right, let
Africa.
all of us say this together. I feel Africa, I breathe Africa, and I'm proudly African. Let's go. I feel Africa, I breathe Africa, I'm proudly Africa.